Hello and welcome back. Let's talk about manifestation. So it's been a while since I have uploaded content on how to manifest. For a while, I was uploading, I think this was quite a while ago, uploading videos on the lunar cycles, how to manifest with the moon, which I do incorporate into my lunar reads here on YouTube. However, I'm going to create this separate video on how to manifest, how to work through steps for manifestation and for creation. Now, this is something that I have been working on for years, for a long time. So I'm compiling all of my greatest epic wins and fails to offer you some guidance on your path forward. Before we even get started, we have to know what manifestation is. So manifestation is the act of creating something. It is also, when we really get into it with the laws of the universe, it is also a co-creation opportunity with the universe. But it is going to be tied in with flow, with a recent video that I uploaded where we are able to show up and do the work, but also remain in a great deal of trust and surrender while manifesting. And manifesting isn't just making money or creating change in our material physical world. This is manifestation on all levels. Everything is included. And I'm going to break it down here into simple aspects for you to work on. So knowing that manifestation requires us to work on ourselves, requires us to tune in and make changes and adjustments within here first. Therefore, of course, making the changes outwardly. Now, we can also set manifestation goals towards physical, tangible goals, but we also have to know what is required in order to get there and how we need to change within ourselves in order to make it happen, in order to line us up with those goals in the tangible realm, in the material world. So the first step for manifestation, and I am going to follow the lunar cycle a little bit as well, because we do have a really great roadmap to work with when we do work with the lunar cycles, but I'm just going to keep it simple here for you to follow. But I am going to start with, say, for example, a new moon, which is tied to setting new intentions, but that really is where you want to start. Becoming really clear with what it is that you want to create, the kind of life you want to experience, who you want to be, and what you're ready to commit towards, what you're ready to commit to for your goals, for the vision of your future. Now, this also can include a visualization meditation for your practice so that you can start to energetically and emotionally and intuitively align with the future that you are feeling called towards. Now, remember that when you are really tuned in with your intuition and with your senses and the future, it does exist. It does exist. And sometimes it takes a great deal of unfolding for it to happen. So if you are dreaming big, if you are wanting a great big manifestation goal, which I say go for it, you also have to be aware of steps that are required in between and also be open for steps that you might not even know about. As soon as you place yourself into alignment with your future manifestation, with your future vision, then you're also signaling to the universe and to your deeper self that this is the path that I want to be on. This is what I want as my end goal. But you're also signaling to the universe, okay, show me what I need to do, the lessons I need to overcome, the challenges I need to overcome in order to get there. And there will be. Sometimes when we set ourselves in motion, we need to go through a complete deconstruction of ourselves and the life around us in order to reconstruct a completely new life in alignment with what we feel drawn towards. So there are many layers and levels to this practice, but I'll reassure you that when you have your vision in your line of sight, in your mind's eye, and you stay dedicated to it, things will start to happen. Things may, like I said, be very challenging and difficult, but they will offer you a stepping stone to the direction that you are going down. And you might not be able to see it in that moment in time as it's unfolding, but when you look back, you'll definitely be able to piece it together. Okay, so say you set your intentions and you know what you want. The next step is to invest into it. The next step is to invest into your own personal growth. Who do you need to be in order to have maybe the relationship that you are wanting? Who do you need to be in order to have the lifestyle that you are wanting in your future? Who do you need to be to have harmonious and supportive and constructive and empowering relationships to get you there? Who do you need to be to overcome the challenges that you're going to face, because you know they're going to happen in the future of your reality, in the future reality? So who do you need to be And how do you need to change within yourself to line you up more and more with the future that you are desiring? This is an inner practice first and foremost. We have to change. We have to make the adjustments. We have to understand ourselves deeper, and we'll get pushed. When we really want something, when we have a deep, yearning, burning dream and desire to accomplish, to experience, we will be tested, because basically we are telling our inner self that we want what our spirit is driving us towards, what our soul destiny is driving us towards, what we feel that we can accomplish and that we can experience in our lifetime. But what's going to happen, basically our old fears and our old unconscious patterns are going to conflict and going to cause friction with this path forward or the experience. We have to face our shadow. We have to go through our difficult emotions. We have to face stagnation. We have to face depression and uncertainty and worry in order for us to release those layers, in order for us to acknowledge them and work through them, so that we can work through them to get through them, to get to the other side and be reborn or be a new version of ourselves, or step into our future in a greater capacity. So we need to be able to hold the space for our big goals. We need to be able to hold space and be able to overcome challenges and create meaningful and empowering relationships. So this is going to test us. And sometimes, from my experience, maybe not sometimes, but all the time, each time, when I'm about to step into something greater, I'll feel like I'm taking a few steps back. I will feel that I am being tested. I might get frustrated. I might get angry. I might have a massive breakdown. But then things change, and and then after that process happens, I then step into I'm a new person. I'm more confident. I'm more empowered. And this is what we have to go through within ourselves to shake through those layers that have been holding us back, to step into something greater, step into something more empowering, step into something more confident and aligned. So shadow work is going to be essential for this process. We cannot escape our deeper, darker feelings. We cannot escape the fears and shame and anger that resides within ourselves. We cannot escape it. We have to go through it in order to be more of ourselves, in order to align with our greatest aspirations and desires and accomplishments and our true potential, our highest good and our greatest potential. We have to go through our shadow. And that's also why I talk about it a lot here, because it's one of the most overlooked, uncomfortable aspects that we have within ourselves that we have to understand how to work through it. Is going to set you free. It's going to make you a greater person. It's going to liberate you. It's going to free you completely of all these fears and restrictions and depression and anxiety. All of these negative emotions keep coming up because they need to be worked through. They cannot be avoided. They cannot be suppressed, repressed, numbed out, although we can try. They need to be faced and they need to be worked through in order for us to be greater. The next is going to be paying attention to your energy and working with energy, knowing that you are made of energy. We are all made of energy, and frequency is very real. So when we are in fear and when we are in resistance, which we will get tested on our path of manifestation, we will alter the duration and the time that we are in maybe a lower point versus working out of it, altering our frequency, altering our energy, and putting us on track for that greater goal, that greater manifestation. Do not get frustrated when you are feeling low, when you're going through a downtime, or when you feel like you're taking steps backwards, because that is part of the process. I can't stress this enough. It is definitely part of the process, because it's allowing for you to look at aspects that need to be addressed for you to work through them so you can get to your next level. However, energy is going to be very important to remind you. This is a reminder that your energy does matter. The feeling of flow and trust is going to be very crucial as far as how you are creating certain relationships and dynamics and how you are in trust with the universe. So we can also energetically and emotionally restrict the flow of this process. We can restrict relationships. We can basically restrict receiving. feeling that we are unworthy of receiving. We have to be open to receive. We have to be open for love. We have to be open for the universe to show us the synchronicities, and be open to see the synchronicities and opportunities that are ahead of us, rather than sabotaging them or getting in the way or creating resistance. The other thing I want to mention is with regards to relationships. Now, we cannot manipulate anyone. We cannot make someone love us. We cannot make someone treat us better. We have to be responsible for ourselves and our own energy, our emotions, what we are signaling out to the universe, what we are wanting in return, and being very aware of our self-worth. So if we are attracting relationships that are not valuing the relationship or ourselves, then we have to be confident in ourselves to learn the lesson that it is teaching us and to move on, trusting that the universe is working on bringing something or someone closer to us that is going to be a match for our value and our worth and the kind of relationship that we want. So we can also run into relationships that will test us and that will be our lessons, but it's only for us to grow through and to stay on track with the kind of life we are feeling in alignment with, the kind of relationships we want in our life, the kind of connections, and the kind of love partnership as well. So when we're manifesting love, for example, or manifesting a relationship or a certain type of relationship, we cannot manipulate anyone. We cannot make anyone fall in love with us or treat us a certain way, like I said, but we can work with ourselves to attract that same type of experience or something that's going to match how we feel about ourselves, the level of self-worth that we have for ourselves, and therefore the other person or people will treat us in that same regard. Or not. They can definitely be our lessons as to where does our self-worth lie and where does it need improvement, so that we can maybe be treated a bit better, or maybe we can meet someone who's going to respect the relationship and be work with us in a very harmonious and meaningful way. So relationships can be a manifestation that you can work on if you want to work on creating a meaningful relationship and a balanced and harmonious relationship. Maybe again, working on yourself so that you can work through challenging situations with another person with more ease and confidence, and maybe emotional intelligence and balance and trust. Or you can manifest with a relationship with someone else who's willing to work with you so that you can manifest and create together, which is actually incredibly powerful. When you meet someone who's in alignment with you and who wants to create a future with you, then that is where you're going to actually manifest faster. And this could be a business partner, this could be a friend, this could be a love relationship. When you sync up with someone who's on that same vibrational match as you, you'll get further faster. You'll definitely find yourself in a very powerful creative relationship, and you will rise to new heights with a lot of ease and a lot of support in that particular relationship dynamic. Another area to look at is paying attention to the body. So remember, we have the 4 quadrants to work with. We have the mind, paying attention to the mind, because the mind does create our reality based on also our perceptions, our false beliefs, or our true beliefs. Also our emotions, the watery aspect, our heart. So where is that aligning, and how can we make adjustments there so we can align more with our greater future? The spirit, of course, listening to our spirit, tuning in and trusting what we are drawn towards, tuning into our intuition, strengthening that, and paying attention to our energetic self. And then the final is also the body. It's our physical aspect of self, but also our ability to create in the material world. So are we treating our body well? Are we fueling our body with high quality food, with clean food? Are we respecting our body? Are we listening to our body? Are we working as one with our body? That's going to be crucial. And then, of course, what is our body trying to tell us? Now, body as symbology, this is something I've been studying for 5 years now almost. Body as symbology will be a great indicator of the areas that we need to look at. So if there are any areas that are showing up as aches, pains, illnesses, diseases, unhealthy behavioral patterns, those are also going to be areas to focus on for self-improvement, for healing, and for manifestation as part of your great manifestation goals unfolding. Now, of course, the material world, working on our work, working on our success stories, building a business, working with the law of attraction, being in flow with abundance. Now, I did record a video on flow, which I highly recommend watching because that's going to be part of this. It's going to be part of this ability to manifest, is trusting and finding flow and showing up and doing the work. So how can we cultivate greater habits to put in committed hours of work, working without stress and pressure, but working out of love and creation and excitement and passion? That is a huge indicator that you are in alignment. Now, we may have fear and stress and pressure that may creep in, but it's a simple exercise of awareness and observation so we can work through those patterns and find more flow so we are manifesting in a greater capacity, so that we are maybe creating higher quality maybe content or a business, or even just enjoying what you're doing. So these are the main areas to focus on. These are the main steps. And then, of course, when you work through this, you're going to want to practice that flow and practice that surrender. And surrender doesn't mean to not work. It means to take the pressure off and to allow for everything to find its flow and path naturally. We have certain expectations about what we want and how we expect people to be and how we expect the future to be and where we should be in a certain point in our life. And that comes from the ego, that comes from fear and control, which comes from the ego, which comes from fear. When we are in creation mode, we are in the rhythm and the flow of creation. Now, when we're in that, you're going to be surprised at what you can do. You are going to be surprised at what you can do. You're going to be surprised at how good it can feel. And then you'll look back and you realize, I can't believe I was working in the way I was working in the past, and I can't believe it can be this good, because it will be that good. And that's what we all deserve. We all deserve to have a life of limitless proportion, a life of ease and peace and harmony and flow and success and enjoyment and fun, and whatever your dreams are, you can have it and more. It requires a great deal of trust, like I said, and a great deal of knowing, and just knowing that everything that we have to go through, the resistance, the worry, the doubt, the fear, they're just programs. They're just beliefs. They're limiting beliefs. They're layers within that we can work through. Trust me, I've worked through them and I'm still working through them, but it gets way better over time, way better. It is an ongoing practice, but it will pay off, I guarantee you. So I hope this video found you when you need it the most. I hope it offered a little bit more guidance, at least a little bit of a pep talk for your manifestation journey. If you're looking for more guidance, also make sure to find me over at Substack on the Odyssey of Self. There's a lot of content going out there as well. And I hope to see you again very soon. I'm wishing you all the best on your journey and beyond. Take care.